Peace and blessings. Pardon me, I'm still not really wanting to be seen, but I had some things to say about a lot of different things, and we'll see if it all ties in. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was the recent death of Whitney Houston, and on a level, I didn't feel any sorrow, and the reason why is because, I feel like she may have been ready to go. And I know that makes people uncomfortable because we have we've been programmed to have such fear of death and what death means. I really am almost, I won't say happy for her, but I'm excited for her transition into other realms and states of being. And but I guess what I really wanted to talk about was this like public outcry of sorrow and sadness, and it mind boggles me because the same people who are posting "Whitney, we love you" and "Whitney, we miss you" are the same mofos who would have been just 2 weeks ago, "It's a damn shame what she did to her voice," and she's wasted her life, and she's this and she's that. The same people who made fun of her addiction, which is a serious illness. It's just like that other beautiful sister, what's the guy's name? The one who played in that show with LL Cool J. She had a mother who was an actress, not an actress, an author. And what was that song? What was that chick name? I don't know. In the House, that was the name of the show, In the House. And the beautiful sister, what is her name? Maya Campbell. And everybody, want to spread the videos of this woman sprung on drugs and how she went down after her mother's death. But nobody did the science of knowing that this chick is actually bipolar, if I remember correctly. And when I first saw the story break on her like 4 or 5 years ago, that was the first thing I did, is I went and investigated what was really going on with her. And I started reading up on how she needed to be medicated and she wasn't taking her medication properly, and for people who have those kind of chemical imbalances, a lot of times they turn to drugs. So I say all of that to say, the same people that are dragging Maya Campbell's name, and why, what does it say about us that it's almost like people feel good talking about how other people are suffering? You know what I'm saying? Like, when someone is doing good, that's the anomaly of it all. I just don't get it, like how much we feast, especially on people that, to me, that we think have had a type of success that maybe we haven't had, or maybe that we aspire to have. Does it feed our ego to see them suffer because, they got all that and look at how they living? I mean, I'm not really sure what that is. But it's just, it mind boggles me that this society has trained us to appreciate people after they're dead, to be forgiving of their misdeeds after they're dead. Prime example, I wanted to say, I was really proud of Chris Brown. I know a lot of you have opinions about him and Rihanna and what he should or should not have done at the age of 19, as if you ain't never fought with nobody, you ain't never done anything. But I don't want to talk about you right now because it's so not about you. But I'm just saying that how many people were so willing to be unforgiving to this young man, who wanted him to suffer the rest of his life because he did something wrong, which every person I've ever known has done, quote unquote, something wrong on some level or another. I don't know what the level is. I don't know how you gauge it. Excuse me, but when I thought about Whitney the other day, that was the main thing. I was just shocked, because the same people that are talking about her now with so much love and tenderness are the same people that was disrespecting her while she was here. And, you know, me and my counselor was talking about it this morning, because I have really come away from just the opinion of other people, what they want, what they think, because people will put such major demands on you. Like, a lot of times I tell people, I feel like people want me to be on all the time. Either they want me to be the divine goddess all the time, give them advice all the time, say something funny all the time, help them out. It's like I can feel people seeking a word or something from me. You could just feel it. So somebody like a Whitney or Michael Jackson, or there are a lot of people that people have such an idea of how you should be all the time for them, not for you, because it really don't have nothing to do with you. It's from what they want from you. So if I look at you as a songstress that I put up on this pedestal, how dare you become an addict? And that's what's so sad, because you're already dealing with the addiction of being an addict, and the demons, or for lack of better terms, or the angels, or the whatever the hell you want to call it, the internal conflict of being at war within your own self, of trying to get yourself together. And then you have the pressure of people making you feel like you let them down because of their false expectations and their false, that what they need and or expect of you. It's mind-boggling. So I look at a person like her or Don Cornelius, like all the people who's like, oh, it's so sad, Don Cornelius is gone. How many of you ever thought to write that man a letter, in the years when he wasn't doing something, when he wasn't on TV every week? You didn't think about him till he was gone. You see what I'm saying? And then it's like, how dare he have the nerve? He was tired. He was ready to go. I don't think it's sad that he's gone. I don't. I think if he wanted to go that bad that he took the means to make himself go, I'm glad the brother got what he wanted. That's just my take on it. Take it how you want to. Nobody has the right. Nobody has the right. Okay. Well, he took the right now. And evidently the universe agreed because they let him go. Am I an advocate of suicide? No, not really. Am I against it? I don't know. I just think that it's a shame the amount of pressure that we put on people. And people always assume that suicidal people are so sad. I don't think so. I just think they're tired sometimes and they're ready to go. And so they go. The end. Some people are bitter and angry and they want to take people out with them, and I ain't even going to talk about that post. But back to Whitney. Y'all funny, man, because y'all, and then I just wonder what that says about you. Not that I haven't been a person and I made a joke about Whitney or Bobby or whoever, but the more I grow, I especially since I feel like I'm supposedly dealing with such enlightened and awakened beings, and don't get me wrong, we're all doing what we do, learning what we learn, experiencing what we're experiencing. So it's okay, but the level of judgment that comes from us sometimes is just ridiculous to me. And I just don't know what it is that makes us appreciate people after they're gone. We don't realize the demand that we put on people like Whitney, or people, even the people in your life, the demands that you may put on them, the expectations that you may have of them, not because they owe you that, but just because of what you need. And it becomes such a selfish thing of what people want from these people. And I think they get tired of giving. You look at Michael Jackson, he never had a life. Somebody would say, well, he got to do this and he got to do that. Look at what he did not get to do. Look at the things that he was never allowed to do because people wanted to rip him to shreds because they loved him so much. And isn't that something? The things that we most love, that's what we want to overuse and overindulge on and expect so much out of. And until we just suck the life out of it. Just suck it dry, dead. Just get it all. If it's beautiful, just get it all. You know, like sometimes I really battle with flowers. I love fresh flowers, but there's a part of me that has a problem with killing flowers. And I know y'all like, oh, there she go with that. But I'm serious. Like, you know the little flowers that you blow, and it makes the little seeds, you know, the little dandelion seeds. I guess they're dandelions. I don't know. But I have a problem plucking them up to blow them out. I won't pluck them anymore. Because I was like, why do I have to pull it out the ground to blow it? Like, I'll take my foot and brush, because I don't want to tear it out the ground. It's like, for my own selfish indulgence. I mean, which it does spread the seed. But I'm just saying, this is just things I think about. Like, how we're so quick to kill something to try to capture the beauty instead of enjoying it in its element, which is what makes it beautiful, and allowing it to thrive. We want to own it. We want to possess it. And a lot of that is in the structure of this earth and what we're taught. So, with Whitney, I say y'all some funny people, man, because y'all talked about that woman so bad, now everybody love her. And I just think it's unfortunate that in this society, we appreciate people after they're not here to receive our appreciation. It's just ridiculously backwards, and it's stupid to me. But I don't like using the word stupid because I don't think it's nice, but it's still ingrained in me from my old programming. So until that word comes completely out, it's stupid to me. And then I wanted to talk about Floyd Mayweather. Like, I don't know who this cat think he is. He really bothers my nerves, though. Like, he was making fun of, or he had a problem with the attention that some Asian basketball player, his last name is Lin, is getting. And he made a statement how, you know, black basketball players do this every day and no big deal is made about it. But we always make a big deal out of exceptions to rules. Like, for instance, tennis players like Venus and Serena, it is something special that they went into a sport that was white dominated and was able to excel and do well. And that's why they're as famous as they are, is because they're African American, or just African, because I say we African, but you know, okay, African American, whatever is politically correct is fine with me too, whatever. And they're more than African American. They're beautiful sisters, so it doesn't even matter. But I'm just saying, that is why they have the notoriety that they have, the same way Tiger Woods made such a big impact in the golf industry until they crushed the poor spirit of that man, which, yes, he was wrong, but I'm just saying, two wrongs don't make a right. But that's neither here nor there. And so this brother, this Asian brother is getting some notoriety, and I'm happy for him. But it's all these different racial concepts of bigotry that we have as people, and which are constantly upheld and reinforced in this society. And it makes me think about last Saturday. There's a driver, and I'm gonna bring the races in because of why I reacted. I just want to make this understand. There was me, another black sister, and a white man, and an Indian man this Saturday. And the Indian man was getting his paperwork. He didn't know English well, and so he was East Indian, and he was getting his paperwork. And so the lady was helping him through with it. And when he walked off, the white man said something like, "Welcome to America, learn English." And they both kind of giggled. And it just rubbed me all the wrong way. So I made the statement, America hasn't always been an English-speaking country. And he was like, huh? I said, America hasn't always been an English-speaking country. And so he was like, okay, have a good weekend. He kind of walked off because he didn't have anything to say to that. And the reason why I addressed it is because so often we have begin to think like oppressors, and we don't even realize it, to where we feel like only what we identify as our people, you know, black, white, Hispanic, whatever, is what matters. And that it's okay to hold these kind of mentalities about, or that we're American. My counselor called it American exceptionalism. And basically why I did not like the attitude was because I heard the entitlement and the arrogance that came with the tone of that kind of joke. And what I realized is the same way that he had those kind of mentalities about these non-English speaking people is the same type of attitude he probably has on some level about people of color as well. People that look like me. People that look like her. And we so often hee ha ha at this kind of stuff as if it's okay. Well, to me, it is not okay. It's rude, it's disrespectful, it's demeaning, and it's just ignorant. And it's reinforced by, television. They need to learn a language. And I shared with her, I said, during a time when Europeans were slaughtering Native Americans, they had a saying where they would say, kill the Indian, save the man. And their premise was, kill everything in him that is Indian, his language, his dress, his culture, everything that makes him who he is, and then you could save the man, because now he's fit to be more like us. In other words, this society is so quick to want people to assimilate to their standards of propriety or respect or honor. And a lot of times what we consider what respect is what has been taught to us by the oppressor. What has been set up by European social norms and rules of what etiquette is, which I don't agree with at all. Like I don't understand why I gotta beg my pardon for burping or farting. I really don't. That seems very heavy to me. And I was laughing this morning because my counselor was saying that when his grandkids pass gas or burp, he says, "Thank you. That was a good one." And I thought that was cute. Because we don't realize how much based in society that we've been taught that natural things that we do are something to be ashamed of, like a woman's cycle or having sex or, sex, between consenting adults. I need to rectify that because nowadays, I don't know what y'all think having sex is. Y'all, I'm not even going to get in that. But between consenting adults, how there's such shame and guilt around stuff that is just freaking natural, and it's just mind-boggling, like how we've been taught to be so ashamed of our bodies. I was telling my little sister this morning, I love walking around my house naked. It is just a wonderful thing. Maybe I'm sharing too much, I don't know. But I thought of the freedom that it must be to be in cultures and societies where we don't hide behind clothes and the images of what European standards. And if you look at Native and Indigenous cultures, I don't think they have physical self-esteem issues that we have in the Western world. And if you look anywhere colonization is taking place and the European image has been upheld as the standard of beauty, that is when physical self-esteem issues come into play. You look at Asians and whether you like it or not, every Asian is not shaped the same. That's the kind of stupidity that we gotta attack. There are different types of Asians. They're not all Chinese or Japanese or Korean. You got Cambodians, you have Thai. There are just a lot of different types of people that come from different parts of Asia. And then you have the Indo-Asians, the Indian Asians. And I don't have it all down. I'm just saying there's a lot of different kinds of people that come from those regions, and we're so limited in our need to be comical at the expense of someone else that we say stupid stuff all the time. But yeah, I said I was going to get away from that word stupid, but I haven't tonight, so pray for me. So looking at that, you have all these different kinds of people that come from this culture and from these cultures, and even African people, different cultures that don't have physical body images that have different shapes. Some women have stomachs, some women don't. Some have big breasts, some don't. Some have big booties, some don't. Some have this, some have that, just different physical features. And it took me to go to a Korean bathhouse to see how different it is in these societies. People walk naked in the thing and nobody's trying to cover up but American people. Only American people are walking around like they scared for somebody to see their titties and their butt. It's ridiculous. I don't understand it. So, our stipulations are and the arrogance of this man to basically say this man needs to lose his culture, because that's really what he's saying. Learn how to speak English, like, English is superior and you're in our country. And that's why I needed to say, like, this hasn't always been an English-speaking country. In other words, really this ain't your country either, if you want to be technical about it. And English is not superior, and that man doesn't need to lose his culture and his tongue to fit in. And then I think of what it must be like to be a foreign person, to leave your country and come into another country and start and not even know the language. Like, what courage and strength does that take? And then to have some asshole sitting on the sideline saying, yeah, who does he think he is? He needs to learn English. I love that about Hispanic people. Like, Spanish people's like, fuck y'all, I'm not learning your language, learn mine. And I mean, now they got Spanish books. You can't get anything in America that don't have English and Spanish. You can't call a helpline or a question line without hearing press 1 or 2. You know what I'm saying? Big ups to Hispanic people that was like, fuck y'all, I'm speaking my native tongue, kiss my ass. I love y'all. Thank you. And don't get me wrong, my divine cosmic self says it's not a big deal. Language is not a big deal. It's just a tongue. But I love people that get to be their authentic self. I'm so sick of people pressing people through this cookie cutter system, telling them that they have to be like this. And then you wonder why people go find drugs. You wonder why people getting high. The expectations of people who don't really even amount in their life become a factor. Look at how many of us, that's why I get so frustrated when people are like, oh yeah, I really like your hair like that. I don't care if you ever like my hair. I'm so far removed from that. I don't care. I don't do my hair for you. I don't care if it looked like I never combed my hair to you. I don't care what you think about me and my hair. Have a relationship with ourselves, and we do what we want to do when it comes to our hair. You don't like it? So fucking what? But again, the sense of entitlement of what is proper and what is right. And why is it what is proper and right is against the natural grain of who I am, which means I need my hair straight, flat in my head for you to feel comfortable. Get the hell out of my face. For real. I'm just saying. So, American exceptionalism. So Floyd was making this little comment. To me, he's no different than that white guy out there. You need to learn our language. Big ups to that Asian guy who's playing basketball good. I'm proud of you, brother. You're breaking mental barriers of what people tend to think that someone can't do because of their ethnicity. I'm always happy when people do that, because we need to quit setting limitations and parameters on what people are able to achieve based on genetic encoding alone. Genetic encoding counts for a lot, but you have a spiritual encoding. You have so many different encodings, and you are more than this physical presence. And people need to quit trying to limit people. Just period. Stop it. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. So that's my 2 cents on the Whitney thing and American exceptionalism and everybody that thinks that they know what's best for everybody else. Like, leave people alone. Let people live. And let people die in peace. Like, how many of y'all really need to know what was in her blood and how she died? Why is that if you love her so much, why does it matter how she went out? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Why does it matter? Because you want something to talk about around the damn water cooler. You want something to post on Facebook and say, it's just a shame. It's sad. I don't understand that. Like, we tease people, we make fun of people of other cultures. And we're all in the same boat. Like I would love for it to get to the place where minorities are not considered minorities, because most of the so-called minorities outnumber the so-called who are not minority. And really, they are the minorities, the ones who run this country and run the world system, who make all these stupid ass rules of propriety that you jump through hoops to follow. And I got an email. That's what my phone is saying. Who jumps out through all these hoops of what is acceptable and what is allowed, and are made by the minority. Isn't that something? Those are the people who are making our rules, making us kill. And that's what I wanted to say too. You know, we'll look, and I'm going to finish at this. We'll look at indigenous cultures and we'll say, but they don't have running water. Oh, what it must be like to live like that. They have clean, fresh spring water and river water and ocean water, like stuff that we don't have over here. And it would stay clean if we would quit coming in like we do in Somalia and dumping our toxic waste in their water. But don't get me started on that. Yeah, so the clean water and clean air, you know, like we think we got it made because we got paved roads, but we don't even understand the connection that our bodies and our feet miss with the land, and how much we are out of touch with the rhythm of nature and the song of earth and her voice and her heartbeat and what she wishes to convey to us and what she wishes to instill in us. There are certain things that come from the touch of another person, where the earth is almost just like another being. It's a being. And there's certain things that come from touching her, from touching a tree, from touching the ground with your feet. You know, sometimes I walk on the earth, like I can be around my job. I will try to stay off the asphalt and walk in the earth because of the power of the dirt and the grass and the ground, and what that does for my entire holistic being, that connection with another living entity. It's hard to disrespect something that you realize as living, but when you're surrounded by concrete all the time, it takes you out of a natural rhythm, so you don't even look at nature as a living thing. It's just what it is, nature. And so, you know, we look at people from countries, and so far as these people who come over here from these other countries, honestly, if we wouldn't quit being the greedy assholes, if we would quit being the greedy assholes that we are, and using up their resources and sending bombs and shit over into their country and keeping it what we call a third world nation based on our greedy overindulgence of stuff, they wouldn't need to come over here and make money from us. Most of the countries that people like India, Asia, Africa, those countries are rich in minerals, resources, things that we don't have here, that we send guns and drugs and all kinds of stuff into their countries. Yes, we are guilty because of our arrogance and our ignorance to think that we're so much better than these places without having done any kind of research or understanding. First of all, they're not as destitute as we'd like to believe, but of course we only see the images that show people starving and dying and the worst of the countries. If you actually ever meet somebody from these countries, you will see that it has a beauty of their own. And one of the beautiful things that I would say is they get to watch their children grow up, and they have generational lines that can be traced back, which is something most Americans really don't have. They are not under the pressure of a clock in the way that we are, where they're not constantly counting the hours and the minutes of every day, hoping they have enough time to do all the different tasks at hand. They actually enjoy life, to me, on a different level than we do. In our pursuit. So in our pursuit of the dollar, what do we lose? You know, we don't get to see our children grow. We don't have close family bonds. We're spread out. We're stressed out. So I'm grateful for the process of earth and growth and family that they do get to have. And I see the beauty in their existence. And I see the beauty in ours. Like, it ain't all bad being from a Western culture either. As much as we wouldn't like to admit that, it does have its advantages. And I don't know that its advantages outweigh its disadvantages, but okay, life is what we make it and how we look at it. So I think I pretty much wrapped up all that I think that I wanted to say in this video. I really wish that we would respect the quote that I have on the picture that's hiding me so well. Give thanks. It says, happiness blooms in the presence of self-respect and the absence of ego. Love yourself. Love everyone around you. Love everyone in the whole world. Know that your own life is of infinite importance, as is every other life. Jonathan Lockwood Huey, I suppose is the way you say it. It's Huie. And I picked that quote intentionally because all that I'm talking about is the respect of beings while they're here, and the differences and the uniquenesses that make them so wonderful. And, I watch us tease each other. It's so funny to point out each other's flaws, the dozens, to say that this kind of being can't do this or this kind of being can't do that, and we're superior in this way because we are this or that. Your superiority will never come from your flesh. It will come from your heart. And a superior heart does not long to be above any other being, for it realizes all beings are, in fact, a reflection and the actual completion. I don't want to say completion, but it is them. We are one. We are one being. We really are one being. We are one being. And so every time you tear down or hate the success of another being, you're hating your own success. Every time we're jealous, and I've been guilty of jealousy, every time we're jealous, it's a type of self-hate. It's a type of lack of respect and love for self. And it's from the impotence of a distorted ego that these things even are given rise. And, we have to get to a place. I encourage us to get to a place where we really start checking our own bigotry, because most of us have bigotry. We have feminine bigotry, that women are better than men or men are better than women. And I don't believe that any of us are better than any of us. I believe that we each have qualities that make us really beautiful. I heard a song this morning, I think it was by Chrisette Michele in Music, and it started off with, beauty isn't hard because everybody has that. And I thought that's such a profound line, because it's true. Beauty is everywhere for the eye that's willing to see it. Beauty is in everything. It really is waiting to be unlocked. So it's not hard to be beautiful, but it is much harder to be attractive sometimes and to attract the kind of things that you want to attract. And a lot of our mentalities of needing to be superior and to beat up on what we see as the underdog, or to not want to give props to someone else because of this or because of that, and to judge it based on what we're doing or not doing. I just really wish somebody would take away whatever his name, Flayweather, take away his freaking mic. Just take it away, and I'm going to end this. I was reading, and I don't even get caught up in this kind of stuff, but as you see, I've been in current events a little bit. Hi, me. Yes, I have. And so I was reading, the Grammys, and I saw a picture of Cyndi Lauper, and I saw a picture of Diana Ross, and I was telling my sister this because somebody was like, Cyndi Lauper looked like a witch, which I thought was a compliment because I think witches rule. And, she needs to wear this and she needs to wear that. And somebody was talking about Diana needed to do something with her hair. And I was just like, they don't even understand the sacred geometry of that woman's hair. And the fact that she's a freaking icon, that she basically gave birth to a whole style of music and an era. Oh, I mean, how freaking fantastic this woman is for her contribution to the industry in the way that she did. And Cyndi Lauper, I love her. She's a rocker chick. She's always been non-conformist. I love non-conformist beings, Cyndi. And so basically I applaud them. But what I marveled at is the arrogance of us to think that our opinion of these women's attire and hair really freaking matter. Who the hell are you? So I said something smart. I looked like, I'm really sure that these icons give a fuck what a whole bunch of couch potatoes got to say about what. But that's the kind of illusion that we're under, that we think that we have a right to sit down and judge what these people should be doing. So, like a Mayweather, like, who are you to be judging this man? And who am I to be judging him? Which I'm really not. I'm just calling him out as being the arrogant asshole that I think that he is. Which he's allowed to be. I ain't even mad at him for being it. But I don't like double standards. I don't like double standards. I don't like when people point in one direction and only upholds whatever they think is right or good at the expense of other people. And it's, I guess, the starseed in me, the indigo warrior in me, that is plagued to live with such imbalance sometimes in other beings. But at this time, I'm working on my own balance, and all I can do is bring forth a balance within myself, that I would will to try to love all beings equally and uniquely, and from a pure place of love. And yeah, I don't want to love you when you're dead. Even though I can love you while you're dead, because you never really die. You just go on to other phases of being. And I'm so grateful for the opportunities that I've had in this life to watch people transition. I can't believe I'm saying that, because when my brother was murdered, I was like, oh my God. And I still miss my baby brother so much. And I miss my late fiance. And I miss them. I miss what they physically brought to my life. But I still have them in my spirit. It is so strong. I got tears coming to my eyes now. And I am them, and what I learned from them and with them remains in me. And I grow every day to be stronger or wiser or richer because of what I've experienced with those two beings and what I still experience with them. And so I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful for Whitney Houston, Michael Jackson, Don Cornelius. I'm so grateful for these beings that came through this now lifetime and have gone on to other nows. And I'm so grateful for the Asian basketball player Len for breaking concepts, mind concepts of who can do what and how and well and how well. So I big up you, because your gift in the physical came to break spiritual and mental and emotional strongholds. So thank you. Thank you. And I'm sorry for the people who say ignorant stuff about your anatomy and other things, because they have no clue. And truth be known, not all black ding dings are big ding dings. And sisters, I ain't lying. So I'm just saying. Anyway. Yeah, so on that note, I think I should end the video. I love you guys. I'm enjoying my break from Facebook, and I'm really working on me, taking some good herbs and letting my heart heal from past abuse. So until I return, I want you all to remember everybody's been hurt and everybody's been insecure on some level. So be gentle with each other, really. Because when you're looking at another person, even that one who seemed hardest and most together, they got their own shit. Trust. I love you from divinity and infinity and beyond. May all be well and rich in your soul. May you open and blossom and bloom as the lotus does, in spite of the murky waters that may surround you. But what looks like death can be a place of thriving if you choose. So as you will it, so will it be. Asheo.